Good morning. Thanks for joining us. First time Backyard Barbecue Heroes cooking tutorial. Today we're doing spatchcock chicken. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get on here. Very simple cook. I'll show you how to spatchcock this chicken. Show you how to put if you put it your own kind of rub, whatever you want to put on it. Today I'm using a little clucker dust, Suckle Buster's clucker dust. Also have some barbecue chicken wing. I'm not sure if I'll use that. I've got a salt, pepper, garlic that I've mixed up. Salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of poultry seasoning in that. Very simple today. You can inject your chicken if you want. I will not be injecting this one today. Is it showing people up?
Yes, we got Robert Hicks.
Robert Hicks, good to see you.
Chris Scott.
Chris Scott.
Says good morning.
Good morning, good to see you. So what we have here, this is about a 4-pound chicken. It's not a big one. I've already rubbed one down. I've rinsed it. What you want to do is reach in here, take all your gizzards out, take your heart out, put that to the side. Some people use it. I don't use it. I throw it away. So basically a spatchcock chicken, I've had a lot of people ask me what a spatchcock chicken is. And basically I want to pat this dry. I want this thing to be dry so it's easier to handle. One thing with chicken, always wash your hands. Wash your hands a lot. It can have salmonella, and you don't want to transfer those anywhere. So, but basically, with a spatchcock chicken, a good pair of poultry shears. These are sharp. These are spring loaded. You see this neck bone sticking up here. What we're going to do is we're going to cut on each side of that backbone. We're going to take that backbone out. Then we're going to cut this breastbone here in the middle. And it's going to allow that chicken to lay flat so you have a very even cook. So if everybody's following along, and then after that I get this ready to go and prepped, we'll go outside and I'll show you how to set your grill up. So basically, you know the backbone. You can see the tail here. You know that backbone, you can just follow that line. Basically you want to take this whole backbone out. So a sharp knife, good pair of poultry shears like I have work great. You just want to cut the bone, the little bones, all the way down that backbone. So take your time. It's not an easy process, but if you take your time, it's pretty simple. You just want to cut all the way through. See, there's one side all the way through. And you just trim that out. So grab your neck bone here and just imagine where the tail is here. Imagine that line right there. So we're going to cut this out. Go on the other side. You just cut. Very simple. And this is what this is going to allow. It's going to allow this chicken to lay flat and cook a much more even cook. So there it is. There's your backbone. Now, here's the other part. If you take your finger, you'll feel this little wishbone right here. That needs, because it won't allow this breast to open up. There's a breastbone right here. So you want to find that center. Just kind of push your knife down through it, and you'll feel it go right through it. Okay. So then what you do is you take this way, give it a little push. You'll hear it pop. Okay. So here's your wings, here's your thighs, your drums. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it this way. Let's dry that off a little bit more. So you see how that thing lays very, very flat once this breastbone comes out. Once the backbone comes out. So the main thing is, you see where I separated that breastbone right there, the sternum. You give that a little cut. Flip it over, give a little push right here in the center. And it's that simple. You want to clean up all the stuff here. This is a good time to clean it all up. Okay? But what we're going to do is put the rub inside the thighs here. And then we're going to lay it this way. A lot of people like to take a brick. You've heard of brick chicken. They'll take a brick, wrap it in foil, clean it, wrap it in foil, and set a brick on top so it has pressure, constant pressure. I'm not going to use the brick today, but if you'd like to use the brick, you're more than welcome to. It's that simple. So, wash my hands one more time.
Brian Disney says good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing, buddy? So, this is something that we're working on. This is something new. This may be... Oh, one other thing I do want to say is always clean your countertop, disinfect it. I like to lay a piece of foil down. Just kind of keeps everything easier to clean up. So, and if you have some of those disposable cutting boards, those work great too. So, that being said, what we're going to do now is we're going to prep this. And what I like to do is I like to take olive oil. You can use, olive oil works really good. The thing with this is now it's very easy. Just a light coat of olive oil to help our rub stick. Do your wings. So, and with this kind of cook, you can do this in the oven. You can do it on the barbecue. You can do it on any barbecue. This is very, very simple. And you won't have different parts of your chicken done when some parts are not. You want to cook to temperature. You want to be 165 in the breast, 175, something like that in the thighs. So that's the main thing, is this is going to cook even. So you don't have parts of your chicken are done, parts of it are not done. Basically, you want your chicken to cook the same temp, and this allows it to do that because, number one, you've gotten rid of that air void that's in the cavity. So you're not trying to cook air that's with no meat there. So that helps it a lot. So once you get a good coat on here, you want to do your wings, your neck, all this. You can add any kind of spices that you want to use. I'm using, let me wash my hands real quick.
Gary says morning, Rob.
Who?
Gary Quell.
Gary, good morning. How you doing? Good to see you. So basically, like I said, you can use any kind of rub. You can use Clucker Dust is one of the best chicken rubs I've ever used, and I absolutely love it. So this is a basic seasoning. I'm going to put just a basic seasoning. It's got a little poultry seasoning, salt, equal parts salt, pepper, and garlic. So you just want to kind of give that a little sprinkle on there. This is going to give it great flavor. We will be cooking at a high heat today. I'll be using my Hunsacker drum that I absolutely love. You can do this on a pellet grill. You can use, this smells good. You can use a pellet grill, a Weber. I have a Weber out there that I've got set up to show you. What you want to do is cook this indirect heat. You know, you want to get your seasoning down in here on this. You want to cook indirect. You want to. My drum actually is not indirect, but it's set up. It's a pressurized cooking system, so it will work absolutely fantastic. So, okay, that's good. And then I'm going to come back. I got Ivan here with me. Ivan's here, so Ivan, come over on this side. You can say hi. Okay, we're going to use some Clucker Dust on this. And I'm not going to go real heavy on this. We got some good seasoning already down. That's just a basic. Clucker Dust is, for some reason, I like the Clucker Dust because it gives it a really good flavor, good crispiness to it. You want to get all inside of here, inside your wings. Okay. Ivan's a chicken expert. He does an awesome chili lime chicken. Outstanding. So you can see comments and everything.
Yeah, I can. Sure Shot Sid said he wants to try this, and hopefully he can replay this video.
Oh, absolutely. The video will be uploaded to YouTube. I'm getting ready to sneeze. I'm trying not to. But okay, once that's done, give it a little shot. The video will be uploaded. It'll be on the page. It'll be uploaded to YouTube. Thanks to Chris. Chris, I appreciate what you do. Okay, now this is all your inside. Same thing. We're gonna do the same thing on the inside here. I'm gonna lay this meat side down. So this is the way it's going on the smoker. What's up, bud?
Are the ribs still in there?
The ribs are right here. chicken ribs. So a lot of people, like I say, like to put meat side down and put a brick on it. I'm not going to be doing that today, but if you'd like to do that, you're certainly welcome. So, and then a little bit of our all-purpose here, salt, pepper, garlic, a little poultry seasoning in here. I believe the poultry seasoning has some sage and marjoram, I think, thyme. I can smell the thyme. Thyme smells good. So just very, very basic. Towards the end of the cook, I will squeeze a lemon on here because I like the little bit of lemon flavor. Sure Shot Sid's makes a great lemon pepper. So anything you guys want to put on there, you know, make this your own, do your own flavors. By all means, experiment all you want. So, but you want to do both sides. We're going to season both sides. Okay. You can, a lot of times I'll trim some of this off, but I love the skin, so we're gonna go with it. So some more clucker dust on this side. This thing's gonna be full of flavor. Yeah, watch your nose, Ivan. You know you got a good spice rub and it makes you sneeze.
Cody says, good morning, Rob and Ivan.
Good morning, good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is let this kind of hang out, let those flavors kind of get in there. Let's go outside and I'll show you the setup on the smoker. We'll get the smoker started. You wanna follow me out? Yeah. Thanks, Marquise, for helping me today.
Yep.
So basically, let me show you this one first. Got this. So basically, when I use my barbecue kettles, whatever. This is a 26. It's a big one. This is your cooking zone. This is the indirect. Your heat's set up. I'm not going to use this one today. I will be using the drum, but put water pan in here. Some people like to put apple juice, whatever. You know, do what you want. Get your fire going on both sides. Get your coals hot. I got starter cubes in here. I got a little. I'm not adding a lot of wood today. I just want very little wood because poultry takes on a lot of wood. I mean, takes on a lot of smoke. So we don't like a lot of smoke. I would have one little chunk there probably. So you get this going. Got your water pan here. Your grill will sit up here. And you will lay your chickens right here because they're not right over the fire. So they're going to be getting the heat from the circulation, the convection inside of here, but your chicken won't be right under the direct flame. So you won't overcook your chicken. And the main thing is you want to cook your chicken to temp. You don't, just for safe eating standards, and 165 in the breast, 175 in the thigh. Always check the thickest part of the meat when you're checking temps. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire this up. Same thing. I've got my charcoal here. I've got my starter cubes are down here on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire this up. This is the vortex plate that sits here. So what happens is with this tight drum, as the juice hits here, it vaporizes because it's so hot. So as it vaporizes, it keeps moisture. I don't need a water pan in this. We're going to cook hot and fast. We're going to run at 300 degrees today on this cook. Chicken, when you're cooking chicken, if you're on a pellet grill, if you're on a gas grill, if you're using a gas grill, and let's say it's a 4-burner, shut 2 of those off. You know, have your outside ones burning, put your chicken in the center where the burners are off. So another thing too, if you want to add smoke and you're using a gas grill, a lot of people say, how do I get smoke in my gas grill? Take an aluminum disposable pie pan, soak some wood chips, put them in there, fold it like a taco, and stick them in between the grates. You'll get some good smoke that way on your gas grill. You'll add some good smoke flavor. So there are lots of things you can do. So let's get this started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire these cubes up. So I'm going to get this going. Once I get this going, I'm going to open up my bottom inlet here. It's wide open. So we're going to drop this down in there. So basically that big steel vortex is a heat diverter. So we're going to get this going, let that get going. I'm going to set my grate in here. And once this thing comes up to temp, you see it's starting to smoke already. Once this comes up to temp, we're going to shut it down. We're going to open up our inlet on top, our exhaust. That's but that's what regulates the heat. So as that gets going, we're gonna start smoking up really good. As that gets going, what we'll do is we'll set I have 2 chickens actually I've already done one. So we're gonna set that chicken in there, put a temperature on it, and let it go. So let's get out the smoke, let this thing get going. We'll come back in here to this bird. So that is pretty much it. We're gonna set the chickens down. I'm gonna go meat side down on these. I'll insert a probe on them, or if you're just using an instant thermometer, you can check that. You can keep an eye on those temps. This needs to rest. You'll be able to tell when it's done. In your thighs 175, 165 in the breast. I usually take the breast to about 170. You just got to really worry about overcooking these breasts and drying them out. So 170 is a good safe temp. So let's see. Is anybody any questions or anything?
No questions.
Okay.
Everyone's saying hi though.
Okay, good to see everybody this morning. This is something new we're going to try, and I wanted to go real simple with this to see how it works. So we'll be, as time goes on, we get better at these, we'll start doing brisket, and we'll start doing tri-tips, stuff like that. Anything you guys want to do, shoot me a message, send Chris Scott a message, and we'll get to it. So let me get this other one out and get this one going, because I did the other one, I just spatchcocked it, but I did not. And a lot of people are probably saying he's not wearing gloves. I will put gloves on after it cooks, because pretty much you're going to cook and you're going to get rid of the bacteria and all that stuff that's in there. So one more time, we'll do this one real quick. And I didn't throw that in the trash room. So we'll get this one in here. Right. Very, very simple. Let me see. This will be right. We'll be okay. So, just gonna paint some olive oil. Very, very simple. And like I said, we're gonna be running hot, 275, 300 degrees. You can go hot. A lot of people like low and slow. For chicken, turkey, I like to go hot. 275. I don't want to dry it out. I want to cook it and get it off and let it rest. So it's I don't do too much low and slow chicken. Another thing with this too, once you master this, and this is very, very simple. A lot of people are very intimidated by doing a spatchcock chicken. It's very, very simple. One thing about this, I think I paid $5 for each of these chickens. If you buy these already cut, you're looking at about $11. You know, sometimes I'll buy just chicken breasts and they're $11. So this will save you a lot of money. It's a very easy way to cook, and it's one of the best ways. It's the best chicken I've tasted. So once you get away from being intimidated about doing a whole chicken, you know. Oh, it's the smoker smoking up the house. Thank you, Ivan. So, whole chickens will save you a lot of money. A lot of times I'll buy whole chicken and cut them myself. You know, once you learn how to cut, it's not very difficult. Separating the wings and separating the legs and the thighs and the breast. This will be your new favorite way of cooking chicken, I promise you. And the main thing is you get used to your chicken, you get used to your smoker, you get to a point where you trust your thermometers and your meat probes and stuff like that. You will be the chicken master. Chicken is actually one of my least, I don't have a lot of confidence. I didn't used to, but I'm getting better at it. Chicken scares me sometimes because I'm worried about the temps. I'm worried about undercooking. But another good thing that I've learned is when you cut into it and you see clear juices running, that clear juices, once juices run clear, that chicken is done. It's cooked. So.
One of my favorites is cooking chicken.
Yeah, he does good chicken. So, but the main thing with chicken is trust your meat temps, trust your probes. You know, when you know that it's done to where it's supposed to be, you know, you'll have some confidence knowing that it's cooked all the way through. And so, again, use your favorite rubs. Use the things that you like. Get a little bit on this wing note here. Now it's gonna make me sneeze. Okay. I'm trying not to, but it's. Okay, same thing on the other side now. See on that chicken, so you see how that breastbone's cut right there, and it allows it to lay flat. So we're gonna use, I just had just enough of that salt, pepper, and poultry seasoning. This cavity here, and the best thing I like about this spatchcock chicken is you're getting rid of, if anybody's ever cooked a turkey, you know you have that big open spot. People stuff that with all kinds of stuff. They stuff it with apples, and because basically what they're trying to do is fill that void, you know. They want to fill that void that's open air. That's what takes so long to cook. One thing, if you do a lot of chicken, you will notice the spatchcock way of cooking, it cooks a lot faster because you're not cooking that empty air and empty space of the cavity. And it does a great job cooking. It's very even cooked. Chicken stays moist and tender. And it comes apart really easy. It looks very presentable. So a lot of people like to do the beer can chicken. And that's another reason the beer can chicken is so popular, because it fills that void. The beer can and the juice fill that void in the chicken cavity. So one thing with this is you're eliminating the chicken cavity. Okay? And it's that simple. Those birds are ready to go. Just remember, you want to cook indirect heat. Keep an eye on this. You know, if your chicken starts to get too dark, one other thing I'll tell you is be careful with some of the rubs you use. We're cooking at a high heat today, so some of the chicken, some of the rubs have a high sugar content. Well, sugar in high heat burns. It'll look black and it'll get bitter. So basically, keep an eye on the contents of your rubs that you're using, and try to use ones that are low sugar, low salt. Salt is good on beef. I don't know. Chicken seems like it takes a lot of salt. Doesn't take a lot of salt. So we're gonna let these hang out here on the kitchen. My backyard is a smoky mess out there, so the neighbors know Rob's at it again. So any questions? Anybody have any questions? Let me know if you're following along.
Trying to connect over there.
Oh, okay. You know what? It may. I should have shut the Wi-Fi off on it. But so let's take a break for a few minutes. If you're following along, get your chickens ready, get your pit ready. Let's see, what time is it? Let's go about 15 minutes. So it's 10:30 now. At 10:45, let's come back and we'll go live and we'll put the chickens on. I'll show you the basic way. I've showed you the setup. Does anybody have questions about how to set up their grill? What kind of grill are you using? If you're using a pellet grill, turn the camera around and get low. So, but our backyard's smoking up, so we got a smoky neighborhood. Either that or my house is on fire. So, basically, these chickens will cook pretty quick. If you're used to cooking a whole chicken or doing beer can chicken, these will cook a lot faster. So you really got to kind of keep an eye on them. I'm going to let these probably go halfway through the cook this way, and I'll flip them meat side down if they start getting too dark on the skin side, the meat side. So basically, it's, you use your own judgment. You want to cook to what looks good. If it starts getting too dark, you can always put a loose foil tint, you know, over them. And a lot of times I've seen people spray olive oil or vegetable oil, the cooking spray. They'll spray that on there, and it'll stop that cooking process. It'll stop the blackening and the darkening of it, so it doesn't look burnt. But main thing is you want to check your meat temps in the thigh. Don't touch the bone, but you want to get the thickest part of the meat. So like right there, when you're checking temps, and in the deepest part of the breast. If you're using an instant read like I do, I cook everything and I can kind of tell by looks how done it is, and then I'll stick it with an instant read thermometer, and you don't have to let this rest a long time, 5 minutes or so. And then what we'll do is we'll cut it just like the butcher would. I'll separate the legs, I'll separate the thighs, I'll separate the wings. I'll show you how to trim the breast. A lot of people trim their breast wrong. I will remove each side, the left breast, the right breast. I'll remove the whole thing and then cut it on a bias. So you have those pieces of chunk and you get a little piece of skin. And so it's really good chicken. I promise you, if you try this one time, you will absolutely love it. Lemon, towards the end of the cook, squeeze a lemon on it. You can add some more rub if you want. Just be careful, because you don't want to add things that are, you don't want to combine rubs that have high salt contents, because then all of a sudden you get a piece of meat that's really, really salty. So be aware of what's in your rubs and what you're using. So, okay, let's take a break, 15 minutes. We'll come back, and smoker should be hot, and we'll put these on the smoker. So thanks for joining us. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, we're good. We're back. Smoker's hot. Hope you guys are following along if you're doing it at home. Hope if your smoker's not ready, don't panic. All these things are going to cook at a different pace, different times, depending on how big the chicken is, and different smokers have different heat ranges, whatever. But I'm just giving you the basics. You can follow along. You can do it later. Like I said, Chris said he's going to upload this to YouTube. So very simple cook. We've done the rub, we've done the spatchcocking, and cut the backbone out. So they're ready to go. They're seasoned up. You can see how everything's kind of marinating, coming together now. I decided I'm gonna use the 26-inch Weber. I'm gonna do one chicken on that. I'm gonna do one on the drum. Just to get an idea, see how fast how different they cook. See which one we like better. Let's go outside. The smoker's hot. The Weber's not hot yet. It just fires up. The other one too. Ivan, grab me a couple paper towels, please. So, as I showed you here, we're getting this one hot. I added some water to the pan. This is an old pan that we have. Do not use your wife's brand new lasagna pan, because the smoker will ruin it. So this one's already ruined, so it's okay. Foil pans, you have to be careful with the foil pan, the disposable one, because as these coals get hot down here, it'll burn the whole inside up. Then you'll have water all over your hot charcoal. Okay, showing you here. The temp's just a little above 300. We're going to pull that back a little bit. Smoker is ready to go. So let's put one of these on here. And again, we're going to go meat side down to start. I'm going to put it right there. I love that sound. So that one's ready to go. We're going to shut this down. We're going to run, thank you, bud. We're going to run about 300. No, that's good. So this is going to, and another thing, you add cold meat, it's going to bring the temp down a little bit. So this Hunsaker smoker, I absolutely love it. It adjusts to me opening. You see how quick it's coming right back up. We were at a little over 300. It dropped down because it's got cold meat in it. It's going to start coming right back up. So the thing with the Hunsakers, we're half open on the bottom, on the inlet, on the ear inlet. This is all your adjustment right here, and it's very, very slow. Just the simplest opening of that exhaust will raise that temp. So this is a pressurized unit. It cooks very, very fast. Haven't done a whole lot of chicken on it, so I'm still kind of experimenting with it. But we're going to do both of them. one on the 26-inch Weber, and then we'll do one on this one and see how different it is. But this thing is so simple. Basically, I was gonna run some heat thermometers and I'll run it down through here into the chicken, but I just kind of keep an eye on it, and I'll hit it with an instant read thermometer. These ones, the coals are still kind of getting there, but I just wanted to show the two different kinds. And like I said, if you use the Green Mountain grill, a pellet grill, set it at 300. That's mine. So if you're using something like that, set it at 300. It's going to stay there. Good to go. You can use gas grills for this. Just turn off a burner or two and put the chicken over the burner that's not running. The main thing is you want steady temps. You want to keep your temps at 275, 300, somewhere around there. You see, we're at 300. I'll back this down a little bit. So, and that's all there is to it. So, if you want people that like the brick chicken, you can take a brick, wrap it with foil, set it right on top of that chicken. It's gonna, as it cooks, it's gonna flatten it out. It's gonna even it out. But I don't feel the need for it. It's already, you've already gotten rid of this void where the air is. That's what really slows down a chicken cook. This will cook quick. It'll stay moist and juicy. It's going to be the best chicken you've ever had, I promise you. So give it a shot. It's not hard. A lot of people overthink it too much. I'm the same way. It's a very simple cook, and I guarantee your family will love it. So that's pretty much basically it. I'm going to let this one go for about 30 minutes. I'm going to kind of take a peek at it, see how it looks. I may flip it over bone side down. But basically, with this one, I just want to get the color that I'm looking for, and then I want it just to take its time and cook to where the juices run clear. When the juices run clear, you know that chicken's cooked all the way. So, but get an instant read thermometer that you trust, and just let it do its thing. You know, this is the time you get to kick back, pop open a beer, and kick back, spend some time with the family. So, that simple. Any questions or anything, or you can scroll back through them too, Marquise. But thanks, Marquise, for helping me today, and Ivan.
No questions, but Cody says he's back.
Cody's back. Attaboy. Cody's one of our comp cooks that we do, the tri-tip cook-offs up in the mountains. So, looking forward to getting some more cooks going on. I'm still working on getting the cancer cooks organized. So, I know it's getting late. We need to start pushing on that. But we're gonna have some fun cooks coming up very soon. So, let me put this on. And one thing with these Webers, let me show you. Okay. What's going to happen with this heat is the heat hits here, it's going to hit this dome and it's going to circulate. It's kind of like a convection oven. So what I like to do is keep this over the meat. Another way to set this up is if you have a smaller 22, you can put your charcoal on this side, put a water pan next to it, and put the meat on this side. If that were the case and your chicken was sitting here, you'd want this dome, you'd want the vent right above that chicken on that side. Because what's going to happen is it's going to come up here, it's going to look for a way to get out, and it's going to take that heat and smoke right above where your meat is. So another good tip, you always want this where your meat's at, because that'll direct the heat. So you see what's going on here now is if my chicken's going to be right here, it's going to have, the smoke's going to, and the heat's going to have to find a way to get out, and it's going to search for right here. So you're going to drag that heat right across that meat. It's a good way of cooking your meat. So a lot of people make that mistake. They'll have the meat over here, and what's going to happen is it comes straight up here. You're not getting that heat to your meat on that side. Heat to the meat, as Dimitri was, as our buddy from Heat That Meat and Eat That Meat would say. So, again, right where I want to be. I'm about that 280 range right there. So, 285, 290, somewhere in there. That's right where you want to be. You know, if you want to cook a little bit slower, 275, that's fine, and it'll stay right there. So this is a 1984 26-inch Weber. So I have a gasket kit that I have not put on it. I'm waiting to do that. You can see the leaks that thing has. They do develop leaks, so they are not perfect. I've gotten brand new brand new. Well, I think this lid's been dropped a few times, so, and it's not on all the way. So, problem with the Webers are, that's the thing. And I've got a new gasket kit, so hopefully to seal that thing off, I used to put aluminum air conditioning tape around that to seal it. But as they get old, they get dropped. The heat changes their shape. So, but Webers are one of the best smokers there are. I absolutely love the Webers. I learned on a Weber, and some of the best barbecue I've ever made was on a Weber. So, all right, let's put this guy on there. Let's put this chicken on there. I can grab me another paper towel, please. So, again, let's go meat side down. We're gonna. A lot of people also like to wrap the ends of those with foil. Keeps them from burning. I don't mind it because I'm not going to eat that bone. But for presentation, it starts to get too dark, or starts to get too black. You want to put some foil on the tips of these. You can do that. So I like to kind of bunch it up a little bit.
What's the water gonna do?
Good question, Ivan. Awesome. The water, I believe in the Webers, the water actually helps regulate the temperature. I don't think it adds moisture, a whole lot of moisture to it, but the water will help regulate the temperature of that kettle. A lot of people believe that it gives you, puts moisture back into it. I don't necessarily believe that, but I think it does help keep that temperature stable. There's a lot of different ideas behind that. A lot of people think the water adds moisture to it. A lot of people soak their wood chips, that type of thing. And it's all a theory. A lot of people don't know for sure. I just believe that it keeps that temperature because, again, you're not trying to heat up a voided space right there. Air is what cools these things down. So if you have water there and that water gets to a boiling point, or it's going to stay at that temperature, it's going to help everything around it kind of stay at that temperature. So, water pans are great in Webers. I don't necessarily need one in here because, as I said before, as that food melts down and the collagen starts to melt down and the fats, they're going to drip on that vortex, and that vortex is screaming hot. So it's going to vaporize as soon as that water hits it, just like spraying water on a fire. It's going to. So, and as it comes up here, this thing is so sealed. You see, the only place that smoke is coming out is right there. This thing is such a sealed unit, such a good unit that moisture will stay in there as it vaporizes. It's keeping the food moist. These drums are awesome because they don't need a water pan. And it took me a while to figure it out, but I've read a lot of stuff on it. And Mark Hunsaker builds one of the best drums I believe there is. So I absolutely love this drum, and I think it's one of the best things ever. So every chance I get to cook on this thing, that's what I do. So, and I'm getting better and better, and it's just like with any barbecue. As you do it, it gets better and better. So you learn different things on your own. The drum is one of the best things I've ever bought, and I absolutely love it. But I have them all. I've got another Weber over there. I've got the Green Mountain Grill. Green Mountain Grill is great. The 26 inch is great. It's old. It's nostalgic. I like to cook on it because it's what I learned on. This one's kind of customized. It's got a Kamado rolling stand on it. So it's one of the ones that I first learned on. It was one of my second smokers, I believe I got. The first one was a 22 inch, but the 26 inch is awesome. But I've graduated to this one. I like this one, and it gives me some great barbecue. So hot and fast is a whole different way of learning to cook. So I'm still kind of trying to pick it up, but I learn a lot from the group. I learn a lot from Mark Hunsaker's group, Friends of Hunsaker, on Facebook. If you'd like to follow him, it's an awesome group. I learn a lot from the people that have these and the comp guys that have these. And, it's a learning process. Ivan and I are learning a lot, right? So.
He teaches me on the Webers,
He's got his own 18-inch Weber. So that's the thing. Get your kids involved. You know, kids like to cook with me. We do cook even in the kitchen. We'll make cookies or whatever. Kids like that stuff, and you're teaching them something. You're giving them some memories that'll last a lifetime. So, my grandmother taught me to cook when I was very young, and it stuck with me. It's a love that I didn't know I had, but it's something I love to do. So, okay, any questions or anything? And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to run this, and you're going to check your internal temps, as I said, in the thigh and in the breast. Take a quick look at this one if you want. Marquise, come this side. So basically, I'm going to let this go for a while. I've been maybe 45 minutes. I'll pick it up. You see we're getting some good color already. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But this is going to flatten out as it cooks down. And basically, you see this. We're getting some good color over here already. The rub's going to mix with it. So you want to check your temps in the thigh and in the breast. Take them to 165 in the breast and 175 in the thigh. And once it gets to that point, take it off. Put it in a loose tin of foil or put it in a pan. Put the foil over it. Let it rest for 5-10 minutes. And then when these get done, I'll come back. I'll go live and I'll show you. I'll put a post that, hey, we're going to do cutting and carving coming up. And I'll put a post there. Give you guys like 5 minutes to check in and we'll do the cutting. So take these to 165, 170, 175, take them off and rest, But main thing is get a good instant read thermometer. If you don't have one, get a little cut into it. And if the juices are pink, it's not done. So when the juices run clear, it's done. So thanks for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoy this cook. I hope you guys try this, and I'll check back with you very soon. Thank you. Okay. We're back. One of the chickens is done, so I'm going to show you guys how to cut this bird. We ended up at 175 in the thigh, which is right here, and then 160. It was 168, 169, somewhere right in the breast right here. So this will come off so easy now. All you do is you open this leg right here. It's going to give you the thigh. There's a joint, and this thing is just going to come apart. You just kind of open it up to that joint and go right in between that joint and take that whole thigh right off. I did pull the skin off that by mistake. Again, look at the juice coming out of that. See that? So what you want to do is find that joint where it starts to come apart and just, it's that simple. See how easy that thigh comes out. Look at the juice coming out of that. Okay, wings are the same way. Take your wing and crack it until you hear it let go. You'll find that joint where that butt, look at that, comes right off. Same thing, one more time. I'll try it this way so you can see better. Just bend that back. It's going to expose that joint. And this chicken is so juicy, it's ridiculous. Okay, so what I like to do now is I cut down this breastbone. Cut down the breastbone, and you just kind of run it down that bone. You'll feel it. So the rib bones are going to kind of go off to the side this way. So what you want to do is just kind of turn your knife and just come just like that. Okay? Just like that. And there's your wishbone. That's the one right there. I broke it off, so. And then you're going to have the rib bones here. So if you want a clean cut, just cut right along that rib bone. So what we're doing now is we're deboning the breast. Just cut that along. Here's your tenderloin. Look at, and this thing's just gonna come right off. Okay. You guys, some of you like to make your own chicken stock. You can save these bones, boil them in water, get your chicken stock. So, put that over there for now. Okay, now you have this breast that is completely deboned. You just want to cut on the bias. Okay? If you've ever had dry breast meat, the white meat, doing this spatchcock, you will not have dry meat. Your breast meat is just juicy, tender. Taste that, Marquise. Let me know. I can just tell that this is tender, juicy, moist.
Very tender and very juicy.
See what I mean? This method is foolproof for chicken. If you have trouble with chicken, try this. Okay? Same thing. There's your breast meat. Everybody gets some skin, which is my favorite. Okay? And it's really that simple. Again, we'll cut this one. There's still a lot of meat right here that we'll take off. That's part of the tenderloin. But look at that. That meat's just falling off the bone. It's perfectly cooked. And look, I mean, I'm telling you, you can't, look at the juice coming out here. It's clear, so it's cooked all the way. And all you gotta do is just cut along this bottom rib cage right here. Separate that. Ooh, it's still hot too. This has been resting about 30 minutes and this thing's still hot. So, okay. And I mean, the juice on here is unbelievable. Look at all the juice. And a lot of times, guys, when you smoke chicken, you get kind of scared sometimes because you'll see that some of the meat looks like it's kind of reddish. That's from the smoke, normally. So I didn't put a lot of smoke on this, so there's not a lot of red meat. But, again, cut this on the bias. And I mean, this chicken is tender, juicy, full of flavor. Am I right, Marquise?
You're absolutely correct. Very juicy, very tender.
I mean, you can look at the juice here. Let's get the professional. Lil, come here and taste this. You don't have to be on camera, but you can taste this. And Lil is very, she will tell me if it sucks. So.
Oh my gosh, that's the best chicken I've ever tasted. So moist and juicy.
And the award for the worst actor goes to. So, but basically, here's your breast. Okay? Wings. Whatever part you guys like, look at, there it is. Perfectly cooked, perfectly done. It's the simplest cook ever, and you will blow people's mind. Look at the juice on that. I mean, I gotta clean the counter now, so there's juice everywhere. But same thing. I mean, if you want to separate the leg bone, you just kind of, you hear that crack? Go right here. Here's your drumstick. You might have to cut through. You got to open that joint just a little bit. And then, bam. There's a thigh. There's a leg. So everybody gets their piece that they like, their favorite piece. The thigh is nothing but juice. I mean, look at it, just falls apart. So try this cook. This cook is simple. You guys will absolutely love it. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up, give me a middle finger, whatever. So let me know how you like this, and if you have any issues, please contact me, message me, instant message myself, Chris Scott, whatever. We're here to help you guys out, make you guys better cooks. I learn from you. Maybe I'll be a better cook someday. But try this one. It's very, very simple, and you will absolutely love it. Thank you guys for joining us today.